I want to share a story with you. When I just got out of college, early in my career, I went into an all commission sales job, and I was selling insurance. And I was calling through the leads, and I was being really persistent and calling and reaching out to my prospective leads. And I got in touch with this one client, and we're having a phone consultation, and he says, why don't you get me some information about your company, and then I'll research it and you can follow back up with me. So I did, and then I followed back up with him. When I got on the phone, he said, Sabrina, you seem like a really good girl, and I'm going to give you some advice. He said, I want you to align yourself with a good company, because the one you're trying to present to me here isn't a good company. And I remember being really stunned by that comment, because I thought I was already aligned with a good company. And I thanked him, and I hung up the phone, and I wish I could call him today and tell him thank you so much, because after that he opened up my eyes, and I started asking more questions and doing more investigation, and I found out that the product that I had been selling was in fact a bad product. It was a shell of an insurance product instead of something that was actually going to give people protection and coverage. And so I made the conscious decision to end my employment with that company, and then also break my non-compete. And I went to every single one of my past clients and told them, with my tail between my legs, I said, I made a mistake. I didn't know, and this isn't a company that I think you guys should stay with. And so I was able to get most of those clients, all of them except for 2, over to a new reputable, standard company. And those 2 clients, though, that I wasn't able to catch in time, they each had these really aggressive insurance claims. One of them was a little girl, and she had a tumor on her spine, and her young family now had hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt behind them. And I was completely stunned by this experience. The insurance wasn't picking up and wasn't coming to help them. And another client had gotten into a car accident, and they too had hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt on top of them. And I tried everything I could. I called the insurance company over and over. I fought with them. I begged them. My immature mind thought that maybe I could affect it in some way, but alas, all of that effort was wasted. And that experience taught me to never align with a company that is not a reputable company, because the damage that can be done is so severe. And it was a very painful experience, and I think about it all the time. And it's one of the reasons why I'm so incredibly committed to making sure that the franchise brokers in this industry are selling good franchises. And it's one of the reasons why we aligned with Franchise Grade. Franchise Grade is a data research company, and they analyze and assess franchises so that people, consumers, know what they're purchasing. And it's good for not only the consumer, but also it's good for the broker to understand the data and the track record behind that franchise. And it's good for the franchise too, because the franchise can understand how they stack up and what they can do to improve their model. And one of the reasons why I know they're a good company is because when all of this happened, when the crisis happened with the coronavirus, Franchise Grade, they came to me and they said, you know what? We want to put a pause on all membership payments. So they stopped drafting all of the franchisors and all of the brokers' payments. And they also opened up the membership to franchise brokers and franchisors so that those people could go in and use the information to help themselves in this process, to figure out how they stand up compared to others, to be able to use the data to see how they benchmark against others. And Franchise Grade even took it a step further, and they offered to help any of these franchisors to understand how to use the data, and also how to reposition themselves in the new market paradigm, the post-coronavirus world. And so they've opened up these services to them because they care about them, and they actually want to help these franchisors make it through and be more successful afterward. That's a good company. And I know that their team is an excellent team, and they are not coming at a cheap price. They are a high-powered, very high-quality organization, and the people around them that are working in that company, they're excellent. And so they're really taking a hit as they do this, and it just speaks to the character of a company like that. And those are the kinds of good companies that we want to align with, and we hope you do too.